Hi, everyone. My name is Vaxman, and I am from Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Born and raised in Israel, I moved to the States in 1998 and studied at Cornell. I'm a mother of three, a senior in college, a senior in high school, and a middle schooler. And I own a management consulting company that until October 6th was very successful. On October 6th, after Shabbat dinner, my family and I sat down in the living room to watch the news from Israel when the first video arrived, a white Toyota pickup truck with terrorists holding Kalashnikovs in the streets of Sderot. With an intensifying sense of terror, we continued to watch as we saw another small sedan shot at the gate of one of the kibbutzim as the yellow gate was opening. I grew up on a kibbutz, and I felt like the earth was dropping from under me. As I started to process what was happening, I reached out to my friend and colleague in Kfar Aza, who I've worked with over a decade, to check on her. We spent the next 26 hours barely breathing while texting with her as she hid in her safe room, her children stuffed inside closets while terrorists were shooting inside her house. She was evacuated 26 hours later. As the night progressed, the horror continued. My stepdaughter, who was serving as an IDF search and rescue unit in the Zikim base, finally called around 2 a.m. Slowly, she was revealing what was happening in her base. Her voice and my heart were breaking as she slowly said, "Abba, all of my friends are dead." She had switched weekends with another girl who took her assigned watch post that morning. The girl she switched shifts with was the first to be murdered on that base. To top it all off, my brother, a 47-year-old reserve commander in a tank brigade unit, was on his way south to join the fighting. He has been fighting, and I haven't been breathing for 350 days. Nearly a year later, and I still cannot fully describe nor understand what exactly happened to me that night. My oldest son told me recently that he was truly afraid that I was never coming back. I did come back, just recently, but I came back different. Back to those first 26 hours while my friend was trapped, early Saturday morning, friends started calling whose kids were serving in combat roles as lone soldiers in Israel. Kids who grew up with my kids, who I've known since infancy, reporting a massive shortage of equipment, particularly ceramic vests. Since everyone in my community knows me as the problem solver, I was the one they called for help. Out of my immense pain and a terrifying sense of helplessness that I felt were going to destroy me, I knew I had to act to survive. On Saturday evening, I reached out to a friend in the economic mission of the Ministry of Defense in New York and asked which suppliers in Israel sell ceramic vests approved by the IDF. He gave me 3 contacts. At 1 a.m. on Saturday night, I called these suppliers and paid for their entire inventory of ceramic vests on my personal company credit cards with no idea how I was going to pay it off. And so Operation Israel was born. On Sunday afternoon, I came across a message on the Israelis in Boston Facebook group by a guy named Roy, asking to collaborate on the purchase of ceramic vests. Since my son attends college in Boston, I've been on that group for a couple of years. I answered his message saying, "Talk to me. We never met before, but today I know that God put us on each other's path for a reason." The same day, we were joined by Isabella, a doctor from my town, who reached out to me saying, "I know you must be doing something, and I want in." She quickly took over communication with doctors and medics in the units to vet the needs and source medical gear and supplies. By October 17th, Operation Israel received its 501c3 nonprofit status. The next several months are a complete blur of sleepless nights and tens of thousands of messages. We set up a form and a system to process requests, and it exploded beyond belief. We received thousands of messages and requests for equipment every day. In the first month, we raised nearly $5 million and shipped hundreds of pallets of suitcases worth of tactical and medical gear to the units. Thank you. By now, we are experts in tactical gear, field trauma response, and combat strategy we never thought we'd be involved in. I've become an expert in customs processes, import, export, and 1,000 of regulatory challenges. I've battled every government office and bureaucracy that stood in my way and won. I've worked against giant obstacles and appeared on every media outlet willing to give me airtime. I've packed thousands of bags, carried them to the car, drove them to the airport, hurt my back 50 times, stubbed my toes 1,000 times, cried 1,000,000 tears, and uttered 100 curse words. Every single member of my family who are sitting right here has carried, unpacked, packed, loaded, unloaded, and shipped thousands of pounds of equipment. We've stayed up countless sleepless nights waiting to hear what cleared customs and what got stuck, what arrived and what didn't. We've exchanged thousands of messages with soldiers and had endless conversations about the nature of the fighting and the conditions they're facing and their needs. Our hearts break day after day for every fallen hero, many of whom we know personally. I stopped working completely. My amazing team at work tried their best to carry the load alone, giving me the space I needed to process and heal, but I nearly worked my company into the ground. This summer, I went to Israel for 3 weeks. I took my oldest kids with me to show them who it was we were working for. I documented my journey in a short video you can find on our website. It was an extremely emotional journey, and I came back with a renewed sense of hope and determination, and with a clear understanding that Israel is nothing short of a miracle, and that these soldiers are absolutely brave, inspiring, humble, true, real-life heroes hiding among us. I realized I was given the privilege and must follow the calling to save their lives. Our team is here this weekend to advocate for the soldiers. We have a booth here at the conference where you can learn more about our work. I invite you to stop by, and please come by and write a Rosh Hashanah card to a soldier. It means a lot to them. I never thought I would see the day that the IDF was in such severe shortage for so long. I never saw myself as a military expert, and I never would have thought I'd be doing this at this rate and intensity for so long. But here we are, and the soldiers need us, and we cannot let them down. I was here, and I had the skills to make this happen. God surrounded me with the people who could carry it forward, and Operation Israel is the result. Any of us can do something to support Israel and the Jewish people. Each one of you has a set of skills, contacts, connections, or knowledge that can be put to work in times of crisis. I responded to a calling out of my own personal intense distress. The result is hundreds, if not thousands, of lives saved. I'm incredibly grateful for the amazing people who surround and support me in this mission. And I urge each and every one of you to get up in the morning and think about one thing you can do that will make a difference. I am just a businesswoman from New Jersey. What I'm doing changes the lives of hundreds of families. You can do the same. The Jewish people have survived thousands of years of challenges and persecution. We will survive this one as well. I'm calling on you to stand with Israel, to remain united in our mission to carry forward the miracle that we have been for 4,000 years. Let us transform our pain into purpose, our fear into fortitude, and our love for Israel into action. Together we can ensure that the light of Israel continues to shine bright, a beacon of hope and resilience for the world. Am Yisrael Chai.